Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to the whole organization of the JARCHEI KALLO. Very inspiring. I was taking part to listen a few of the shurim of this KALLO. I received many inspiration about it, and I want to say thank you to Rav Katz to invite us also to try to inspire also different people. And I hope then I have a few things that I see the last week that inspiring me, so I trying to pass to the others, and I hope also is going to inspire the others. We go to do a journey now. I go to start to explain Parshas Vayigash, the whole story behind Yosef, how Yosef became a melech, and we go to see in which way how he became a melech also, because we know that he was a evet. So from a place of a evet to become a melech is not so simple. So we go to try to understand how he became a melech and how we can bring this to our days. So I want to start with a small idea from Sichas Musar from Rav Chaim Shmulevitz. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz starts with the parsha when Yosef, after they have the whole the brothers, they came to Mitzrayim, and the brothers they was looking for food, and the Yosef said they're meroglim, they said bring your brother, and the whole story that would happen there. And by the end, Yosef said Yosef cannot still to be quiet, and Yosef said to the brothers, Ani Yosef. What happened this moment? Say the pasuk, when Yosef said to the brothers, I am Yosef, the pasuk said, V'lo yochlu echav la'anot oto ki nivalu mipanav. They was completely shocked. They didn't know what to answer. They became ice, let's say like this. They didn't know what to say. So they say Rashi, why they were so shocked? What happened here? So they said B'pnei abusha, because they were ashamed about what happened. We know that the whole story that Yosef, the dreams of Yosef, and they sell Yosef to show that the dreams is nothing, and afterwards they came and they see that Yosef is the melech, so there was shame about the whole story. So say Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar saying the Medrash, Oy lanu miyom adin, oy lanu miyom hatechocha. When if Yosef was the little brother of the whole Shvatim, they was so in shock to see the truth in the face. So Kal Vachomer, we can see from us after the 120, when we come in the Shomayim and we go to see our lives, how we go to be the book shame that we have to pass there. That's in the Medrash. So the famous question that we have already about Yosef, that if you see the Posuk, Yosef didn't said any toichoche. Yosef didn't said anything to them. You look, you sell me, look the whole story. Yosef just said, I'm Yosef. So which toichoche we talking about here that the Posuk say, you see from Yosef, if the toichoche of Yosef, there was the small of the brothers, there was already shame. Kal v'chomer the toichoche that we had in the Shomayim. But it's very strange because Yosef didn't give to them any toichoche. So Seder Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, we learn from here that sometimes toichoche is not mean when I come to someone and I start to shout on him or start to speak on him. Look, what do you do here? What do you do there? That is not toichoche. Toichoche is when the other side, the person realizes that he does something wrong. That is toichoche. Toichoche when the person is realized, stop to think. Stop a minute and start to think, wow, I put so many effort on this, I put so many koichos on this, and by the end, everything was a mistake. This is a toichoche, when the person is realized that everything was a mistake. Like many mothers already can happen with them when a child does something not really good, and the mother start to shout on the child. That sometimes we know, because I still remember this. The mother is shouting on the child, why are you doing this, you're doing this, and have to speak and give a big speech to the child. And the child is going out of the room and come back and the speech start again. And the whole day can be, they remember the things they made in the morning. So sometimes you can think this is a terchoche. This is not a terchoche. Terchoche means when the child or the person is realized that he made something wrong. That is a terchoche. So we see from Yosef, Yosef didn't say anything. Yosef said, Ani Yosef. So when they realize that, wow, we sell Yosef because the dream, we make so many pain to our father, and we see that we make everything was for nothing, everything was wrong. That is a big terchoche. So we say, because that, when by Yitzchok, when he came to give the broches to Yacov and Esau, when Esau come in, the Pasuk say, Vayichadat Yitzchak charada gdola ad meod. Yitzchak was in shock. He started to shake. He didn't know what to do. So say the Medrash. Why? We say the Rashi also. Rashi say, why he was so scared? Why he was so in shock? Say the Medrash, because he see the Gehinnom open in the floor. You see that. So what was the whole mistake here? Yitzchak realized that the whole emunah that he gave to Esau was a mistake. The whole effort that he gave to Yitzchak, he believed on him, was a mistake. So because that, he received a terchoche. He understands everything was a mistake. This is a terchoche. So we understand from here, what do you understand from here? What is the problem of terchoche? Why I feel so bad when I realize that I do something wrong? Because sometimes in the life, I do so many things because I believe in something. Or sometimes I do something that I know is not the right things, but I say, let's say, I example that are coming on my mind now. Let's say, I don't know, I normally keep to not eat such a thing. And now I am in a vocation, so for the situation now I go to eat, but it's fine, it's only for now. So we do think sometimes we don't think about what is going to happen afterwards. We think only the moment, we're living now. So you say, we have to think what is going to be next. I'm doing something now, what is going to be from here? So you say, when someone is stopping and realize that he worked so hard, many years for something, and this something that is worked so hard was a mistake, you see that the whole time they're having a life was a big mistake. So the person have two ways how to take this. Or he's going to come to a big iyush, he's going to say, oh, my whole life was a mistake, and go to be depressed. Like Rabbi Dessler is giving an example. Rabbi Dessler is asking a famous question. Before the person is die, he say Rabbi Dessler that he see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah? Like HaKadosh Baruch Hu already said, when Moshe Rabbeinu said, show me your face, when Avraham Avinu said, say, show me your face, Hashem said, any human being can be my face. Why? Because if you see my face, you go to die. So said Rabbi Dessler, before a person die, he see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and when he see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then he's died. So the Rabbi Dessler is asking, if the person see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that means HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the emes. You see the emes in his front. So everyone, before he die, he have opportunity in this second to make tshuva on his whole life. So we say, we know that even a tshuva before a person die, it can bring up a person to the Gan Eden. So say the Rav Dessler, so everyone go to the Gan Eden, because before he die, he see the truth. If you see the truth, they go to make tshuva and go back to the Gan Eden. So how is working this at the Rav Dessler? So the Rav Dessler answer a simple answer. Rav Dessler say, we see from here that sometimes a person can receive the emes in two different ways. He can see the emes like, wow, I see that my whole life was sheker, was not emes. So he preferred to continue to be in the sheker. Yeah. Why? Because I don't want to receive to myself that my whole life I miss my time. So he preferred to still in the sheker, or the person can make tshuva. So the same thing over here. The whole pain of someone that he realized at the Choche, he realized that the time that he used to come to do something, actually this time was to the beam. So now the person have two ways. Or to, okay, from now, what I go to do, or you go to be in depression. So we know, let's take the good way, yeah. Let's take what you can do from now, yeah. So the first thing there is we can take from now to not come to this problem, yeah, to this situation that we realize that we make a mistake, is first is to think to ourselves that what I'm doing now is the right thing, yeah. Be honest with myself. What I'm doing now is the right is right to myself, or I only working to myself? Yes, for now. Let's see tomorrow. That's the first step to the person to not come to this problem of the hope. The second thing that sometimes the person said, okay, I go to do that, and after it's going to happen something else, and after it's going to happen what I want. So the Ben Ish Chai say already that he give a mashal to understand that. The Ben Ish Chai say a person that was working every day very hard with he was bringing from the farm to the city eggs. So he said this person one day was taking the eggs in his bag, and he was thinking, look, I have eggs. If I don't sell these eggs, I keep to myself these eggs, and from these eggs is going to come from these chickens, and from these chickens is going to bring more eggs, and from these eggs I go to make a lot of money, and from this money I go to do that, and I go to build that, and I go to be very rich. And in the middle that the person are thinking, he don't realize have a stone in his way, and he fall down in the floor, and the whole eggs broke up, and you see, wow, everything was just a dream. So we know that sometimes first we have to think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we go to see further the mistake that Yosef made when he went to the prison. Yeah, he said to Sarah Mashkim to remember him to Paro. When you go out, we know the whole story that Yosef, he said the dream to the Sarah Mashkim and to the Sarah Opheh. So the whole story happened there. He didn't remember Yosef when he came to Paro. We go to come there, but we see that sometimes we're thinking that it's my koyach, is because I'm doing something that means it's going to happen. Yeah, but sometimes not like this. Or we already say in the Perkei Avot, the Perkei Avot said, Igata umatzata ta'amim. What does it mean? You're good to put your offer on this. If you try really hard, matzata, you go to found. What does it mean? Why mean you go to found? Why do the Perkei Avot say Igata? Not to matzata, not go to found, you go to have. Ve'yelecha. Why do Pasuk say matzata? Like, I found something there I didn't realize was here. That means igata, you go to put your koyach on your effort on this. But it's not mean that your koyach, because you're doing something, is going to bring the result. The result is the hand of Hashem. Hashem is giving the result. Yeah? So he say, we know already an example to understand this is in the Gemara in Nedarim. The Gemara in Nedarim say that Rabbi Yochanan, the Gemara said Rabbi Yochanan have a few things that a person have to be a king. Yeah? So we say have to be Gibor, have to be strong, have to be Ashir, have to be rich, Chacham, and also have to be Onov. Yeah, have these four things that a person have to have. So, and everything, say the Gemara, we learn from Moshe Rabbeinu. We learn from Moshe Rabbeinu. So the Gemara, I don't know how to bring the whole Gemara now, but the Gemara says, from when I know there have to be also Giboir, so the Pasuk says, Vayifrosh et oil. When he's talking about the oil moed, there Moshe, he put the tent on the oil moed in the Mishkan. When they was in the Midbar, they have the Mishkan. So Moshe put the oil moed, they put the tent to cover the Mishkan. And the tent was very, very heavy. And Moshe, he put the tent. So I see from here that Moshe was very strong. Okay? But come the Rosh. The Rosh came and asked a question. Why you bring me approve from the tent that Moshe put? Bring approve from the brims. Yeah, Moshe, we know the krashim, the brims of the Mishkan. Vayakem Moshe es a Mishkan. Moshe, he bring up the Mishkan, Vayasem et krashav, and he put up the brims. And you know the brims is something very heavy. The krashim is something very heavy. So the Rosh asked, why you don't bring arayah from here? Okay? So we know already that Moshe was very sad that Hashem gave to the Am Yisrael to take a part on the Mishkan, to build the Mishkan, to give money, and Kol Chacham Lev, that everyone that is clever can help to build the Mishkan. And Moshe Rabbeinu realized that he didn't receive any place in this part to build the Mishkan. So it's very sad. Hashem said to him, don't worry. Don't worry. Why? Because I want to show to you how to put the brims, how to put also the tent to cover the Mishkan. That's mean that, and I go to call you is like you made the Mishkan. I go to make the Mishkan is in your name. So actually we see from him that HaKadosh Baruch Hu say to Moshe that something is strange, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring up the brims because the brims are very heavy. So Moshe didn't bring the brims. Hashem put the brims there, but Hashem called in the Torah is like Moshe put. Why it's like this? Moshe Rabbeinu didn't put there the brims, it was Hashem. So we learn from here that sometimes we have to do what we have to do. We have to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to us to do. The conclusion from this, we give in the hands of Hashem. Hashem by the end is giving to us what is supposed to us to receive. Because in the Torah, in the Torah, you know, you not receive a sachar from the result. You receive a sachar from the koyach, the effort that we put on something. We know the famous story from the Rav Sztejnhauer. The Rav Sztejnhauer, he said that was a day that every school bring a few children to ask question about what they're learning. So the Rav Sztejnhauer, every answer that they answer, he give to him a small nash or a candy or something like this. And he asked a question to a child, and the child didn't know the answer. And he tried again and answer a simple question, and still the child didn't know the answer to the question. Afterwards, when every child, when he's finished the whole things there, and they pass in the front of the Rav Sztejnhauer to receive a bracha, and this child, when he came to Rav Sztejnhauer, this child that didn't know to answer the questions, Rav Sztejnhauer gave to him 2 candies. So the Rav Sztejnhauer told to this kid, I tell you, the Torah, in the Torah, we don't receive a sachar to the result. We receive a sachar to our effort that we put, our koiches that we put on something. So I ask you 2 questions, but I see that it was hard to you to know the answer, but you work hard to this. Even you don't know the answer, but you already have a sachar to the work that you does to try to find the answer. So the same thing here. Moshe Rabbeinu was very, very hard to him to put the brims there. But Hashem didn't give a sachar to someone that really do something, but Moshe Rabbeinu wanted so much to do that, and he tried so hard, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made for him and make the sachar on his name. So we see from here also, from where we see that if a person, so we see from here that a person actually, we don't do anything. We have the mitzvah of Ishtadlus, we have to realize, we go to see further, that we have to do what is supposed to us to do, but sometimes we don't have to think, I go to do that, but anyways, anything is going to come out from this. No, the person have to do, and don't think it's going to happen or will happen. If it's in your hand to do, do. And the results live in the hands of Hashem. We see that from a different place. We see that the Torah says, "Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe be'etzem hayom hazeh." Hashem said to the Moshe in the beginning of the day, when the day just starts, in the front of everyone, we see 3 places the Torah bring that Hashem sent something that we have to do in the morning in the front of everyone. The first one was by Noach. When Noach said that, how I go to the Teva, they go to kill me. Yeah, how I go to the ship? They go to kill me. Hashem said to Noach, don't worry. You go in the first hour of the day to everybody see you going there, and I go to show you that nothing is going to happen with you. Okay. Second place that Hashem said also that you have to be in the morning, the first moment in the morning was Beitzias Mitzrayim. Yeah, when you left Egypt, also Hashem said you have to go in the first time in the morning. Why? Has to be in the time that everybody see you, that we're going, and like Hashem said, I go to show you that I am taking you out from Mitzrayim, and nothing is going to happen with you. The third place that is have the same story was before Moshe Rabbeinu died. Before Moshe Rabbeinu died, Hashem said, go up on this mount, yeah? What time? In the morning, in the front of everyone. But why? Because Am Yisrael was saying, how we gonna go to let Moshe Rabbeinu to die? Is a person that is took out us from Mitzrayim, he give us the man, he bring it the Torah, so we cannot give him to die. So Hashem said, you go to up in the mountain in the first time in the morning, because I go to show that if the time is come, it's come, and anyone can stop you. Okay. So the first two examples by Noah and from Mitzrayim, we can understand, is the hand of a human being to don't give someone to do something. In the time of Noah, is they think that it's in the hands of them to stop Noah to go to the Teva. Also in the hands of the Mitzrayim, the Egypt, is in the hands of them to stop Am Yisrael to go out of Mitzrayim. But what is the logic to a person to think we're not going to give to Moshe Rabbeinu to die? It's not in our hand to give such a thing. So what is going on here? So we realize here the same thing that we just say again. We sometimes, the Am Yisrael thinks they felt themselves so close to Moshe Rabbeinu that they said, we love him so much. We have so much akarat tov to Moshe Rabbeinu that could be together, we can stop this gzeira, this thing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, they have to die. Sometimes they realize they're so long time in the desert, they realize there's many things is not in our hand to do. In the desert, we don't have food, we don't have drinks, but what happened? We realize that everything is come from Shomayim, it's come from Hashem. So they realize that also, even not in our hands to stop someone to die, but if we really try to do something, it can happen. So that is happened here by Moshe Rabbeinu. Am Yisrael said, we're not going to let him to die. But Hashem said, I know, can be there is, but I decide there is came the time, so the time is came. So we see that from here that sometimes we realize that things not in our hands, but what I can do, sometimes I do a small thing, and from this small thing can come back a huge thing. So that is happening with the brother of Yosef. They thought that it's in the hands of them to stop the dreams of Yosef. But they realized that anything is in the hands of them. Everything is in the hands of Hashem. So now we can start to understand what happened by Yosef. Why Yosef? We know that Yosef went to the prison. Yeah, after the whole story, that with Potiphar, the whole story that happened there, Yosef went to the prison. Yeah, Yosef was in the prison in Mitzrayim. We know the prison in Mitzrayim is can look like a prison in Japan. It's not so easy there, but we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the maid that is go to Moitzechen, is go to Yosef, is go to feel comfortable there in the prison, and he go to find like good in the eyes of the people that is there, so he receive food, receive everything. And we know that one day was two people that is come to the prison too, Sarah Ofer and Sarah Mashkin, the baker of Paroi, and the person that was giving the wine, the Sarah Mashkin, to Paroi. So in this night, they have a dream, both in the same night. And Yosef, he make a small thing. Yosef, like every Eid have to be, he sees someone that is not so happy, he come to him and ask, what happened to you? Why you so, your panecha noflot, your face is down, you not look like happy. So both said, we have a dream, and they said to Yosef the dream, and Yosef said to the baker, you go to die, and he said to the Saramashke, you go to live, and you go back to Paro. Yeah? Before we continue the story of Yosef, I remember now a very, very beautiful story that I heard about a person that one day, one night he was sleeping and he wake up really not feeling well, and he went to the toilet and he vomits blood. That's the story. He vomit blood from his body. So he was like very, very scary. What is going on with me? What is this blood? So he called straight out to the doctor. The doctor said to him, go now to the hospital. Go now to the hospital. Okay, the doctor said. He ran to the hospital, and when he came to the hospital, he made a few exams there, and he realized that the doctor said, is anything? Everything is okay. You can go back home. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. He was waiting in the line there to sign a few papers to go back home. And when he's sitting there, he see a person that was very, very sad. So this parsha was Dafka Parshas Miketz. Yeah, the same parsha that Yosef asked in the prison to the Sarah Oife, Sarah Mashkin, why you are so sad. So his wife was together with him in the hospital, and she said to him, listen, go to this guy, look, the guy is look bad. Go to ask him if he can help in something. He said to his wife, he is a hospital, everybody is not happy here. If he's here, but she said, what's the problem? Try, ask him. Okay. He go to this guy and ask, what happened with you? Why are you so sad? So this guy said, I explained to you what's going on. I have one son, and this son, this night was cutting something, and by mistake, he cut off his finger. And we're trying now to put back the finger in the place. And this guy said, listen, I'm very close to Rafirer. Rafirer is a famous person in Eretz Yisrael, that he have a lot of connections in a hospital and doctors. And I said, listen, I can try to call him and ask if he knows someone that is very good in a specific thing to connect back the fingers, because not so simple, this type of surgery. So, okay, the guy was very happy. He called to Rafirer, and after the Rafirer said, go to check. He checked. After a few minutes, he received a call back. He said, go to this hospital, and this doctor is going to be already there waiting for you. And he go to put back the finger in the place. Okay. The guy said, thank you. This guy said, thank you. He said to you, before I going, I want to give you my card. If something happened. So this guy, with his son, he gave the card to the man that asked that he came because he vomited blood. And he put in the pocket, and okay, he came back to home. Next morning, he see the doctor in the shul, and the doctor said, no, how are you? He said to the doctor, first I have to tell you sorry because I called in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm disturbing you. So the doctor said, no problem, don't worry. This night, Pinklach, exactly this night, I was reading something in a magazine of doctors about vomit blood. Normally, someone that is not vomit blood normally is nothing. They bring their why. Normally it's nothing. But I was reading in this magazine there a story of someone that vomit blood, and wasn't something so simple, and the doctor said it's nothing, and by the guy died. And in the same minute that I was reading this magazine, you call me and telling me that you vomit blood. So I said to you, go straight to the hospital. Wow, very nice story. Okay. So after a few 2-3 months, his wife was saying, interesting, I want to know what happened with the guy with the finger, with his son. Yeah, I don't know also what happened. And okay, how you find him, I don't know. I don't have his number. I missed the card that he gave it to me. After a few days, this man received a call, and in the other side of the line was this guy of the finger, this father, and saying there, it took like a time until he find his number, and he called me to say thank you, really thank you very much, and the surgery was perfect. My son already had the finger back. He can even move already the hand. Everything is fine. Everything's okay. Thank you very much, and I want to come to you to give a present. Come to give a present? Don't need. I only made it for you to only because I asked you. I don't want to receive any present. Okay, but give me to come to you to to make a lechaim, to drink something, to meet you, to show you who is my son. Okay, very good. So the Sunday, the next Sunday, the guy is they said 2 o'clock, so let's say 2 o'clock, and the guy came to his house, and you see there, well, it's not a simple man. This guy come with 3 cars of security together, black huge cars, and he came to his house, and you see his son together with the father and coming to his house, and he came out, and he came to his house and started to say thank you. Look, the hands of my son is moving, everything is great, and I don't know how to thank for you, so I bring to you a small present. But he said, I don't need any present, I told you. So he said, no, it's a small present. So he gave to him a bag, and he opened the bag, and he see inside of the bag $10,000. He said to him, listen, I really didn't make that for the money. I don't want this money. I want to keep the mitzvah. Baruch Hashem put us together in the same moment, and fine. So the guy said, no, but I want to give you something. So this guy was a frumer. So he said to him, you want to give me something? He said, yes. Okay. So he asked to the son of this guy, you put tefillin? He said, no, I never put tefillin. Once I put tefillin in my bar mitzvah, but afterwards I never put tefillin. So I said, if you can give me something, make me a favor. You start from today to put tefillin. Okay, very good. The son said, you're right. I received it to myself. You make me a big favor. So I receive it to myself to put tefillin. From this day, he started to put tefillin every day. One day after Sukkot, he received a call from this from this son, and he said that he's very scary because after this day he received to himself to put tefillin every day, and this Sukkot he went with his family to a hotel, and he forgot his tefillin at home, and he forgot to bring the tefillin and didn't put the tefillin the whole day until after Sukkot, and he feels very bad about that. And the father, oh, sorry, I jumped the story. Let's go before this call. Before this call, the guy, he make this frumer man, this man that is helped the other one, he make a chasen, he make a chasen to his son, and in the chasen he invite the man with the kid, and they came to the chasen. It was a big simcha. After the chasen, he came to pay to the photographer, to the hall, to the band, and he come to the band to pay. The band say, listen, someone pay already. He come to the hall say they pay already. They come to the cameraman, they pay already. He realized that the guy that he helped him, he paid to the whole chasana. He paid to the whole chasana, and that was the present. So he called to him and he said, really, thank you very much, but I don't know what expecting from you. I don't know expecting for money. You already put that feeling. You don't have to give me money. So the guy said, no, I want to tell you something. So he told the whole story about Sukkot, that they went to the hotel and they forgot the tefillin and they put the tefillin. So the guy started to laugh. And in the end of the story, the father said, you know what? Because my son didn't put the tefillin, so I also received to myself to put tefillin because to fix what my son didn't put, so I also start to put. But so by then the father and the son start to put tefillin, and the guy was very surprised because in the end of the way, Sukkot anyways is Chol HaMoed, and Chol HaMoed, Sfaradim and also Hasidim, they anyways don't put tefillin in Chol HaMoed. So that means that the son didn't miss even a day with non-put tefillin. Yeah, so that's what you can take out from this story. That everything, the chasana, the miss of tefillin, the whole story starts when he asks about someone. I see someone that is sad. I see someone that I don't see a while. How are you? How do you feeling? When I show myself that I fought for you, because again, we can say who I am, what I'm doing, a small thing that I ask, how are you, can do any difference? So again, that's it we saw before by the Rabbi Shmulevitz. That a person, you don't have to think results. The person has to think what is right to do now. And this is the right thing the person has to do. So let's come back now to Yosef. Yosef come to the Sarah Mashkin. Yosef come to the person that was giving the wine to Pharaoh. And he said to him, listen, you go back to Pharaoh, you go out of the prison, and when you go to the Pharaoh, please remember him about me. Remember how I help you to go out from here, because I came to this prison and was in a not fair way because I didn't make anything wrong, and I came to here. Okay, what happened? Say the Medrash, they took 2 years to the Sarah Mashkin remember Yosef. When it happened? Only when Pharaoh in the next parsha, in the Parshas Miketz, have the dream, 2 dreams about the cows, the 7 years, there's going to be a lot of food, 7 years around. So it took 2 years to remember Yosef. Why it took to him 2 years? So say the Medrash, because Yosef said twice, Zechartani ve'izkartani, remember me. He repeats 2 times the word remember me. What is the problem on this? Because he repeats 2 times remember me, so he have to be now 2 years more in the prison. So said the Medrash said, I try to find the posuk. I don't have the posuk now in my phone, but the Medrash said Ashrei HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem. Yeah, the Ashrei HaGever is like a person that is believing Hashem. Yeah, that is a special person. And Arur HaGever Asher Yiftach Ba'Adam, and the person that is believe in the power of a boss of Adom, someone, a king, or someone that is thinking that because I speak with someone, is this person is going to give me the Yeshua. So the pasuk says is order. It's not, this person is not blessing. Yeah. So from where we learn this? From Yosef. Why? Yosef, he was a person that was living his life believing on Hashem. Everything that has happened to him, he was completely sure there is something good is going out from this. So we see that Yosef said twice, Zartani ve'izkartani. What means ve'izkartani? Izkartani explain that in a few midrashim they explain that Yosef said to Sarah Mashkin, you go to be so high, so close to Pharaoh that you don't have even to tell him or to try to convince him. Only remember him, you go remember my name, is already going to be enough to take me out from here. So in these 2 words, Yosef is giving his emunah to a Bosor of Adom. And in the level that Yosef are, is not a kovod, is not to Yosef, in the level he has to believe that the Yeshua is going to come from a Bosor of Adom. So the onesh there, they have 2 years more. The rest of the posuk is a long posuk. But the posuk Yosef have to make the shtadlus. Yeah, everyone have the choivas ashtadlus. Yeah, we have to. We cannot sit in the chair and say, Kodesh Baruch Hu is running the world, so I go to sit here and the money and everything is going to come to me. No, we have to do the shtadlus, but we have to realize there is not the shtadlus. It's not because I do something, this is going to bring me the Yeshua. No, I do the shtadlus because I have to do, and the Yeshua is going to come. The Yeshua is going to come or not. This is the hand of Hashem. That means that sometimes the Yeshua can come from the Sarah Mashkin. There is the higher guy that is close to Sparroy, but the Yeshua also can come from a simple man. If I'm speaking with a simple man, is also can come the Yeshua. So we learn from Yosef that we have to do shtadlus. We have choivas ashtadlus. From where we see the choivas ashtadlus, we know that we have 7 years that we can work in the field, 6 years, and the 7 is the Shemitah. Okay, so the Pasuk said that Hashem is going to give a blessing to these people that is not working in the field in the time of Shemitah. There is going to be so much food, there is going to be food enough to the year 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so have 2 ways how to explain that it's going to come this blessing. Or it's going to have so much food there is going to be enough to 3 years, or is going to be the anes, is going to be a miracle that the person is going to eat like only a small piece of bread and is already going to feel full. Yeah, that means that you eat half of your normal eat, so you have much food from the rest of the years. There's 2 ways how to explain the blessing of Hashem. So the Malbim is asking a question: why I need 2 blessings? Give one, or I go to be enough food. So if I have 1,000 of food, so I don't need the other blessing that everything that I eat is going to be blessed in my body. So if I eat only a little bit, I go to already feel full. And if you have already this brocha, you don't need the other brocha. Why need 2 brochas? So say the Malbim, the 2 brochas is talking about 2 different persons. One person that is believe in Hashem, that if Hashem said they have to keep the Shemitah, so this person is not going to make more shtadlus. He's going to make the same shtadlus of every year. So Hashem is going to give him this brocha that you go to eat a little bit and you go to feel already full. But the other brocha, they have to have a chef of food, they're going to have a lot of food, is to this person that don't have so high level of emunah. So you go to work yoimon v'loilo, days and nights, yeah, to have 1,000 of food, and the result is going to be the same result of the other guy that make the same status of every year and both receive the same blessing. So we see from the whole parsha here that we have to do the status. So we have to think we're doing the right thing. We have emunah, because sometimes we think I go to do that, and this, and by the end you go to see the results is not like you wanted to be, and you go to be very sad that, listen, I lose my time so much for nothing. Yeah. So different place that we see this example was Hara Grizim and Hara Eval. What happened in Hara Grizim and Hara Eval? Hara Grizim and Hara Eval was when Am Yisrael, before they received the brochas and the klalot, yeah, before they came to Eretz Yisrael, they received the brochas and the klalos. Yeah. So we know the Medrash already said that Hara Eval was a beautiful har, was trees and was a green mountain. And Hara Grizim, there was the klalos, was a mountain, there was a stone, anything was growing there. So the Rav Refori Shimshon Hirsch, he asked a question: how can be such a thing? The 2 mountains is growing, they are in the same place. the same rain that is falling on here is also fell on here. So why here is so green, is so beautiful, and here is so dead and is have only stones and anything is grown there? So say that of Hirsch, that sometimes Hashem is doing everything in the world. Sometimes we can see two persons doing the same thing, and this person is blessing and this person is not. Why? Because Hashem said this person have to receive, and this person is not the time to receive. So sometimes we have to realize that we do things, but we have to do with emunah, that we do because have the mitzvahs of ishtadlus. We have to try to do, but we have to know this only a mitzvah. The results in the hands of Hashem. So only to finish here, I go to bring the Kuzari. The Kuzari asks, how a person can be in such a level from a Evet to Melech? To Melech, yeah? Yosef, we know already that Yosef was only a Evet, yeah? And we know that a slave, he never can become a king in Mitzrayim, was saying there in the one of the institutions, saying there in the laws of Mitzrayim, there cannot be such a thing that a slave be a king. So how can be that Yosef, he managed to be a king? So we know that the Kuzari, I go to read the Kuzari. The Kuzari says just a thing. Al Hasid, he says, Omar Kuzari. The Kuzari said the Kuzari was a king that was asking to the Chover, the Chokam. So the Kuzari say, Ta'er na li, eifo ma maaseh hasid etzlechem. He tell him to him, tell me, what is show that a person is a Talmid Chochem, someone that is Chochem, someone that is have to be a dogma example. So the Chosid say to him, Aish anizar bemidinato, someone that is taking care to his country, to his state, meshaer umechalek lekol anashim tafam v'chol sfekam. He give to each one of his country whatever they need, but not with protections. He see each one what they need, and he gives to them. Sometimes to this one more, sometimes to this one less, but he gives to each one what they need. Yeah. And when the people he see there is a person that is not taking only to himself, is looking to the others and is an amnestic guy and give to each one what they need, they go to respect him. Very strange. The Kuzari, he asked, who is a Talmid Chochem? And the Chover, he answered to him about a king. But we're not talking about a king. We're asking a Talmid Chochem. So that the Kuzari asked to the Chover, Al Chasid Shalticha, Lo Al Moshel, I asking you about a Chosid. I'm not asking you about a king. So say the Chover, no, the king and the Talmid Chochem are the same. A person, before he became a king, he have to first to work in himself. Yeah, before he try to help the others, to be fair with the others, he have to check himself if he's a person that he can work in himself. After he can work in himself, then he can be a king to the others. So Paroi, he realized when Yosef came from the prison, from so many years in the prison, from the darkness, and suddenly Paroi said to him, you go to be my king. Why? Because the dreams that you result me. Come on, a dream was so many Talmidei Chacham, not Talmidei Chacham, but was we saw already in the Parsha of this week. There is a Mitzrayim of the place that the whole Chochmes was there. So only because Yosef explaining a dream to Paroi, so now Paroi is taking him to be a second king in Mitzrayim. How can be such a thing? So we see from here the Paroi realized that Yosef, a normal person that is coming out from the prison and now have a chance to go out, and he is in the front of the king, he go to start to speak, look how I'm good, how I'm doing, and how I'm a special person. Yosef, no. Yosef said, everything is established. Yosef said, everything is in the hands of Hashem. Every dream that I answer to you is not me that I answer, it's Hashem. So Pharaoh realized, normally a person that is coming out of the prison and suddenly to receive a place to be a king, you have to be crazy, because like it's changed from 8 to 80, like it's a big change of a life of someone. And normally big change can make a person to be crazy. And I see that Yosef is a calm person and he's working in himself, and he realized that Hashem is doing everything. So Pharaoh said, we don't need only Chochmah, we need also a person that is know how to work in himself. I am is the person, a person that realizes that, listen, I do whatever I have to do, and sometimes few things not going like I want to go. Too bad. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. From where we see that, we know already that Mitzrayim say the JARCHEI. Mitzrayim is called Mina Meitzar. What is Mina Meitzar? Mitzrayim is not only a land, say the JARCHEI. Mitzrayim is also a situation of a person on his life. Sometimes the person are in Tsar, in a Meitzar, a place that is hard to him. What happened in Mitzrayim? We already know that Mitzrayim is, the Golos Mitzrayim is connected to the ois pay. What is pay? Why pay? Pay because we know that Pakod Ifkod. Hashem said to Avram Avinu. Hashem said to Yacov. Hashem already said also to Sarah, Pakod Ifkod Itchem. I go to take out you from Mitzrayim. I go to save you. Pakod. What is Pakod? How I spell Pakod? Pakod is Pei, Kuf, Dalet. Okay? What is the oisios before Pakod? That means, what is the Tzaddik? What is the ois that is come before Tzaddik? Pei. What is the ois that is come before Reish? Kuf. What is the ois that is come before Hey? Dalet. What is Tzaddik Reish Hey? Sorrow. Sorrow. To be suffer. Sorry, suffer. Before Hashem sent to someone a sorrow, Hashem already pakad, Hashem already save you, Hashem give the truthful, Hashem give the medicine before he give you the tsar, before he give you the nisoyon. Because we know already the Ramban say to us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu know us very well. Hashem don't have to send to us nisoyon. Why Hashem sent to us so many nisoyons? What do you want from us? So say the Ramban, Hashem sent nisoyon because he wants to take out from you the good things that you have inside. Hashem don't want to live inside your good things that you have. Hashem wants to take out the good things that you have inside. And Hashem is not giving to someone a nisoyon before he already prepared to him the medicine to take you out from the nisoyon. From where we see that before Am Yisrael come to Mitzrayim, Yocheved, he born Ben Achoimois. Yeah? Who was Yocheved? Yocheved was the mother of Moshe Rabbeinu. We see that Hashem already sent the medicine when he was in the Shar, in the gates of Mitzrayim. Before Am Yisrael came to the Tzoro, Hashem already sent the medicine. So Yosef, when he said to the brothers, Ani Yosef, I'm Yosef, I am sure that everything that happened here, that you sent me and I went to the prison, by the end, everything was to the good. Everything I realize now, there was from the good. So we also see from here that when Aismach Yisrael is saying that Yosef, when he called to the brothers, I go to finish now with this verse from the Ismach Moshe. The Ismach Moshe say, when the Yosef, he want to show to the brothers, then he's Yosef. The brothers was so in shock. How can be Yosef? Yosef said, come here. I go to show you that I am Yosef. So what Yosef made, he showed to them the bris milah. So the famous question is that Yosef, you already is give a gzeira to the whole Mitzrim on Mitzrayim, the Egypt, they have to make milah. So what is the raya? What is the proof that this is Yosef? Can be another one. They showing himself like Yosef, but it's not Yosef. So the answer is, we know that have a famous posuk that we say when you're looking for something and you don't find, I'm looking for my glass, I don't know where is my glass, have a famous gule to say Omar Rabbi Binyamin. Have a famous gule to say Omar Rabbi Binyamin, Rabbi Binyamin Omer, Akol decheskat sumim, ad sheba kadosh baruch hu, umeir et einehem shel Israel. Everything we cannot see until HaKadosh Baruch Hu is coming and show to us where is. Yeah? So this means it's not only when I look into my glass or I'm looking for something else. This gula is also when a person is in a tzar, in a bad situation, in the Shomayim already have the time when this tzar is going to start and when this tzar is going to finish, like we have in Yocheved and like we have in the Parsha. In the Parsha we have already, we say that Yosef, he say to his HaKadosh Baruch Hu say to Yacov, Vayomer Anochi Akel Elokei Avicha Al Tira Miredet Mitzrayim. Don't be scary to go down to Mitzrayim. Ki legoy gadol asimecha sham. I go to make you a big nation. Anochi eredi mecha Mitzrayim. I go with you to Mitzrayim. Ve'anochi alech gam oloi. And I go up out of Mitzrayim together with Klal Yisrael. Ve'yosiv yashis yado enenecha. And Yosef is going to be there for you. What does it mean this posuk? It means like you said, Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu already, before he came to Mitzrayim, Hashem is coming with us. And to go out of Mitzrayim, Hashem is going to be like the last one to leave Mitzrayim. And the posuk is finished, Ve'yosef yoshis yodoi al einecho. Say this for him. What does it mean Yosef go to put the hands in your eyes? He's talking about every generation. Every generation that is suffering is in the darkness. Put in your eyes the story of Yosef. That Yosef was in the prison. Yosef suffered so much. It took so longer. But by the end, he realized what for his good was for his best. So also, sometimes it's so hard. We're saying, well, start the corona, finish corona, and now have the mutation. Don't have mutation. What is going on here? What is going to finish? Like we said until now, we don't see the whole picture, but put in your eyes the story of Yosef. The Yosef, when he was there, he also didn't see the finish of story. He was inside of the movie, so he didn't saw, but he had the emunah inside. And by the end, what happened? Ani Yosef. Don't worry, I realized now that everything that is happening in Mitzrayim was for our good, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is together with us. So now I understand. Omar Rabbi Binyamin, Hashem said when the Torah have to start and when the Torah have to finish. So now we can answer our question. When Yosef showed the bris milah to the brothers, can be any Mitzri. Every Mitzrayim make bris milah in the time of Yosef. So who said there is not a different Mitzri? So Omar Rabbi Binyamin, Akol becheskat sumim. If Yosef was showing the bris milah yesterday, can be that it wasn't believed that Yosef. Why? Because when the brothers, they came to Mitzrayim to take food, they said, wow, could be the whole story is happened because we sell Yosef. So could be, let's go to find Yosef, could be Yosef is here. And Yosef put the brothers to eat bread together in the same, each one in his age, from the bigger to the youngest. So each one looked to the other and said, how can it be that he know which one is the older and which one is the youngest? And you don't stop to think there could be this is Yosef. So that's means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is said to us when the Torah is going to start and when the Torah is going to finish. And Yosef said, I cannot keep no more that I am Yosef. Yosef started to cry and said, I am Yosef, look the bris. If I was showing yesterday to you the bris, you wasn't believe that I am Yosef, because you can say, like Yosef have a bris, although the Mitzrim have a bris. So could be it's not Yosef. But because the moment to finish the suffer, the moment to finish the tzoro, Hashem said is now the moment. So everything that I show to you like a proof, you go to believe. Like we see sometimes someone is have a problem, his business, someone have a problem with shidduchim, and by the end he looking for shidduchim the other side of the world, and by the end the shidduch is next door, he make a shidduch with the neighbor. How can be? I didn't think it about this before.
Nee, maar dat is geen tefila.
Because everything has
Sztejnhauer.
everything have his time to start and the finish. Hashem is putting everyone in Nisoyon, and he know exactly if the person have the koychas, have the power to go out of the Nisoyon, and until when the person can hold in the Nisoyon. And if Hashem said it's going to finish, it's going to finish in this moment. So we have to keep in ourselves. I know that we're passing hard times. We have to look the story of Yosef, take into ourselves. It's not because we have to do shtadlus, but we have to know that Hashem is giving this to us. We have to stop and thinking with ourselves. We're doing the right thing. We're doing it with emunah. If we're doing it with emunah, then we can believe that Hashem is going to send the Yeshua, Metz Hashem, V'koro B'yomeinu Shkoyach, to everybody. And I'm going to take Metz Hashem, have now a beautiful shir, and Shkoyach to everyone that participate to this shir. Shkoyach.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Sztejnhauer, for the very inspiring insight of the Parsha. Thank you. We're now going to continue with Rav Laufer, who is he's in Yerushalayim, going to give us a speech on the power of speech. And thank you everyone for coming, and thank you again to Rabbi Sztejnhauer for his beautiful shir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was beautiful. Shkoyach.
Thank you very much.